we do have a lot of questions that people did ask. Hopefully,
Run them off. Let's get some answers for them.
Word. Let's start it off. So Dean Robinson from the Philippines asked me, who do you guys consider stable pieces in this to keep on this team going next year if there's a fire sale?
You want to answer that first, or you want me to answer?
I got Thomas. I got Tony. I got obviously you got Ojulari because on a rookie deal. I got maybe McKinney. I got guys that are on low contract. We spent a lot of money in free agency this past year, which is I can't even imagine how bad this team would be if we didn't spend money. Think about that. Or would we be better? Who knows? Gettleman just doesn't know what he's doing. So you know, Daniels, it's up in the air for me, man. I don't know, but I know I'm with you. It's tough. It's a tough one for me. What about you?
Thomas, he made a big improvement. A lot of people don't know that Will Hernandez is playing a lot better this year. If I'm gonna keep two people off the offensive line, I'll build around those two. I'm not sold on Danny Jones. Truth be told, I'm not sold on Barkley. There's legit, and I mean legit, one wide receiver on this team I would keep. That's Tony. I don't trust Slayton. He got the dropsies. I don't trust Ingram. He got the dropsies. I don't trust Shepard. He doesn't stay healthy enough. Defensively, Ojulari in the safety. McKinney.
He's still on a rookie deal, right?
It's not even a rookie deal that I'm concerned about. He plays ball.
No,
I feel like he's in the right spots. You know, that's how he came up with 2 interceptions this past weekend. He's in the right spot.
Someone said
there isn't a man on this defensive line I would keep. I don't give a fuck about how people feel about Williams. I'm sorry. Dexter Lawrence is a complete bum. Carter's a complete bum. I don't even need to go down the list of line. Zimis, he's the worst of the bums. He's bummed to the fucking bum power, like whatever power that is. He's power bum to the power of bum.
Yeah, he's trash.
Bum squared times EWXEYZ. I don't know. He's a fucking bum, though.
Terrible.
Yeah. What's the next question?
All right, so Jerry from New Hampshire asks,
Jay.
He asked, what's the most we could get for Saquon Barkley at the trade deadline?
There's still some clowns around the NFL that believes that he's a generational back. Somebody will give you a 2 for him.
You think we get it too?
Some on real shit. Somebody give you a 2 for him because there are offensive coordinators around the league that's going to say, I know how to use him. A la Reggie Bush.
Yeah, look what happened.
He wasn't the running back that everybody thought he would be coming out of college because they thought he was the next great Hall of Famer. But when he was put into that Sean Payton system, just get him the ball and let him do what he does with it, whether it was running or passing. So there's a general manager in this. I can tell you right now, if he went to the Rams, it wouldn't be a defense on this planet that could stop them.
Yeah. Madison asked me, is there any way that Gettleman's going to stay here because of the fact that we have too many injuries?
I'll let you handle that one.
I swear to God, I hope not. This Mara worries me with there's a lot of decision making that I think is just absolutely just dreadful and stuck in the 90s, and I'm worried about that. But I think we just seen it. The eye test. This does not look like an NFL caliber team. It doesn't. We are bad. We know we're going to lose. We go in every week. You and I talk
every
and
week, knowing we're going to lose.
Sing a song to me first thing in the morning. You're like, we're gonna get our ass kicked every morning.
We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose.
Once I hear that melody, bro, I just get numb, and I just know right there. Yep, it's another Sunday of pain, and we're stuck in our ways. I hope to God we just uproot everything because we're not it. On paper, we
let me tell you.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you what I think about that. I think that's going to give Mara an excuse to let him come back. I don't think his record warrants him coming back. But my fear is, because what Mara has taught us is he does not know how to move on from former employees. He'll leave one, but go back and get another one that used to work for him, or he'll leave one and promote somebody else from the inside because he refuses for some reason to get anyone from the outside. So
it's a revolving door.
My fear is we fire him just to promote Abrams, and then we're in the same, because Abrams was not only here for Gettleman, I think he was also here for Reese's shit show too.
So what is the deal with Steve Tisch in this? So he's a owner, co-owner. Is it 50-50?
I mean, on paper it says it's 50-50, but I don't think he gets involved with the day-to-day football operations. I think Tisch has just as much say-so on the football operations as me and you. Which is absolutely absolute shit.
Didn't he want to move on from Gettleman and then Mara stepped in?
Yeah. You saw how that worked out, right?
Yeah, I saw how that worked out. We're 1-5. We have players made of glass.
I saw a stat the other day that said I think we're the only team in the league over the last 5 years to start off 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, 5 years to start off 1-5.
And honestly,
we are 9-28 at home in the last 5 years.
Oh, that's wild. Dude, and one thing I want to say before we get back to questions, is that I said it in the group, and I love the group, man. Like, you guys had me laughing. I was dying because of just like I get through it by comedy, you know what I mean? Like, because dude, this stuff really bothers me. Like, I hate when this team isn't a good football team. It absolutely kills me. And it's worse when you can see it as a fan, like what the issues are, and it's just like you can't just like fix one thing, but everywhere is broken. You can tell it's coaching. You can tell it's play calling. You can tell it's a quarterback that is scared to play football. You can tell that team quit on Sunday, bro. That team quit.
Let me tell you what I heard Judge saying. Before we go back to questions, Judge gets on the podium and he talks his tough guy shit. And you know who he reminds me of, but he's not as, I want to say, flashy. Do you remember how Rex Ryan seemed to be very delusional about when he was a Jets coach and they would lose, and he'll say shit like, "Oh, we're not afraid of them, though. Like, it really doesn't matter if you're afraid of them. You fucking lost. Oh, we'll go out there and play them again right now." You can't go out there and play them again right now. The NFL rules state that you have to play the team that's next on your schedule, not the fucking team you just played. So without the flashiness and the in-your-face bravado, he reminds me of a delusional coach who tries to come across as something and try to prove to the media or to the fans that we are a team, we're something that we're not. He goes, we're a 60-minute football team, you know. I want everybody to know that we're 60-minute. We have no quit. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a 60-minute football team. We fucking lost. Like, nobody in the group says, yeah, we lost by 40, but you know what? Yo, we played hard for 60 minutes. Nobody gives a fuck.
No, it doesn't matter. Yeah. That's one thing that he came in and said that, you know, we're going to have a team to be proud of. And boy, he could not have been more opposite of what he was. Bro, I am embarrassed. You know, I'll be a Giant fan for life, but bro, that team is embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. And the fact that Leonard Williams came out saying that the fans shouldn't boo. It's like, what should we do?
It bothers him. It bothers him that I understand, but I don't like it.
It should fuel you. It should be like, yo, like, what are we doing? Like, are we? Look, we shouldn't be that bad, but we are.
We pay that motherfucker $65 million to
And
get 2 pressures a
yeah, they
game.
say he's the 17th ranked D tackle in the league by PFF. I hate PFF. I know, but bro,
It's the worst fucking statistics in the
he ain't
world.
the 17th best D tackle. I do not care. I do not care.
And listen, he can go around calling himself a D tackle all he wants. That motherfucker play defensive end. Call it whatever you want. I see where you line up at. Call it whatever technique you want.
Yeah.
I see where you line up at. You're a fucking defensive end.
I'm with you. But with that, we got another week of saying the same thing with Patrick Graham's system. It's just
Hold on. Nick, you said you guys are emotional. The Packers lost week 1 and said relax. Do you see what the Packers have done? See, this is the shit that drives me crazy with fans. You bring up a point about make my point by bringing up a bad point.
What was that point?
You said that his point was that we are emotional and the Packers see what happened to the Packers week 1 and they said relax and see what happened. The Packers said relax after week 1 and have been winning since. You did not come up here and try to make a point and completely blow your point by making our point that we're a bad team. They turn. You know why they can say relax? Because they have a guy named Aaron fucking Rodgers who can lose 3 in a row and say relax and say, you know what? I guarantee you we win the next 7, and by God, he'll win the next 7. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't. Bruh, Nick, we were bad before the injuries. Are you really trying to use injuries as an excuse for this team?
Bad.
We were 1-3. Matter of fact, we were 1-3.5 before we started going down because we were on the verge of losing to the fucking Cowboys anyway. We were 1-3 before injuries kicked in. Are you serious? So you're telling me that you believe it with everybody being good, that we on the fucking Packers level, that we can tell our fans to relax and we're going to go out there and rip off 5 straight? You got to be kidding me. What games have you been watching? What games have you been watching, my brother?
It's wild.
Are you watching the Little Giants on VHS from 1995?
Great movie.
Because those are the only Giants you could be watching.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. No, you're right, dude. And teams are always going to have injuries too. That's another thing. It's like, yes, we got injuries.
Nobody else but the Giants use that shit as an excuse.
But we don't have the depth. So there's an issue with the GM and personnel and scheme and everything.
Teams get destroyed, Nick. We get it. Nick, we get teams get destroyed. Packers got destroyed week 1. What have they done since week 1? We have gotten destroyed every week. Our defense can't stop anybody. The offense goes out there and put up 7. The defense goes out there and give up 7. The other team gets the ball before the half ends. The defense gets drove on and give up a touchdown. They come out after the second half after you're supposed to make adjustments, and they give up another fucking touchdown.
Right down the field.
The fucking Rams went into the second quarter down 3-0 and ripped off 38 straight points before the Giants even got to the fucking 50-yard line.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that we need to relax because we're going to what? Turn it around?
No, it's been like this for 10 years. 10 years. And it takes some teams 1 year to rebuild, 2 years to rebuild.
The fucking Eagles, when they won the Super Bowl the year before, they hired whatever that clown named Todd. What was his name?
Peterson.
Todd. What was the coach name? Todd Peterson. They flipped it around and went to the Super Bowl in 1 fucking year. We are in year 10 of garbageness. Are you serious? Like, do you fans think we're just bad this year and this is why we're complaining? Or do you guys have selective memory and completely forget how bad we've been bad?
Yeah, no.
Because I don't want y'all to think that 2016 at 11-15 was good. Please don't believe that team was good.
Doug Peterson.
Peterson, whatever the fuck his name was. Turned them around in a year.
No, you're right. 100% right.
49ers, 2 years they were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. It's pathetic, and but the problem is too we're dug in a hole so deep that I don't see us being able to turn this shit around in 1 year. I don't see it. I mean, I hope to God, but like we need to get a guy in here, hire outside consultants, figure out the problem in here because, dude, this is disgusting football to watch, dude. This is absolutely insane to me that we are running these zone packages and just getting picked on all game. teams come in here, and I guarantee you, they're like, oh, yeah, well, they probably watch the film, and they're like, well, they're going to set this up the entire thing. Cooper Kupp is going to run crossing routes all game. No one knows how to tackle. There's no pressure, so don't worry about it. It's pathetic. It's bad coaching, bad personnel. The players aren't good. There's no pass rush. This game is still won in the trenches, and we are awful in the trenches.
Awful, absolutely. And can somebody for the luck, Nick, what you're saying right now, you're 100% right. Barkley was a bad pick, not a bad foot. Like there are a lot of people who get bad pick confused with bad player. He's not a bad player. He's a good football player. But a lot of people also get their information from ESPN, and they take all the hype that they put on a player, and they go, "Oh, we got this guy. He's going to be great." Fuck all that generational talent shit. Generational talent, as I told you guys before, do you know what a generational talent is? Generational talent is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a generational talent because when you put him on the football field, his team has a better chance of winning because he is playing. When Barkley plays, we have the same chance of losing that we fucking have of winning. And actually, to be honest with you, because of all the losing we've done with Barkley, we have a better chance of losing when he plays than we have of winning. And that's the goddamn truth. He was 100% the wrong
There's
pick.
a difference between generational talent and a guy that can look good running the football. Because Barkley can look good running the football, but it doesn't mean that he's that guy. That's like calling a first round pick a Hall of Famer right away. It's so annoying. I hate it.
I hate that shit. Hate it.
I mean, we could pick apart that football game all day. It's just one thing I got asked is I don't have the name in front of me right now, but rolling DJ out there, I think you and I think differently on this. I don't think that kid was ready to play that game after getting that hit.
I don't know if he was ready or not. They said they cleared him, but I tell you what was some dumb shit. You don't take your quarterback and run him head first up the middle 2 times in a game. And what bothered me more about them even doing it
3rd and 1
is, again, I've watched Monday Night Football. All right, let's just take Monday Night Football out. There was a play that the Packers ran at the goal line, which means basically whether you're at 4th and 1 at the 50 or you at 1st and goal at the 1 yard line, you still need 1 yard, whether it's the score or whether it's 1 yard to get a first down. The play we picked was to send our fucking concussed quarterback head first into a bunch of fucking defensive linemen. The play that they picked was a play action off of RPO. He rolls out, takes 2 steps. A guy comes in motion. He shovel passes it forward because a big-ass hole is opened up because of the RPO. I don't understand why we have no imagination on offense. Why on God's green earth are you running your – there are so many plays you can call for. Literally, because of the rules of the NFL, there shouldn't be a team on God's green earth that can stop you from getting 1 yard.
I know.
But we take the fucking quarterback and run him up the middle head first. Because this is where we are.
It's bad. That's one thing that Kyrie was talking about in the chat today with the one that you're in. He's just talking about how this team Garrett has no creativity. There's none. You look at teams, and not just KC. And I get that they're not doing that great this year, but it's shown that the misdirections and running the halfback in motion, get the linebacker to at least take a look over there where you do something else, works. Not just these basic 1991 offensive plays. It's just it's ugly football. It's not working, and we got to get with the times. We're a decade.
They won't.
We're like a decade.
They
behind,
won't.
bro. We're stuck.
They won't.
I almost wonder if 2011 was one of the worst things for us to happen at Super Bowl.
It was. I'm telling you, it's not even. I'll take the Super Bowl. You're gonna take that shit. The worst thing that happened to us in this past decade of losing was in 2013. When we started off 0-6, and we ripped off a few games late in the year, and management used that as an excuse of we were getting better. We should have been rebuilding from there. We should have started this rebuild years ago, literally almost 7 fucking years ago. It gave them false hope, and what happened? The same shit happened last year. Let me tell you guys something right now. I remember when we went 5-11 or whatever the fuck it was at the time, and everybody's yo, we one game out of the playoffs. What y'all think about Gettleman now? Are you really telling me that a team that could sneak into the playoffs with 5 fucking wins is a good football team? Do you guys really believe in your heart that we were a good football team last year? You can't be serious. And anybody who thinks, I told you guys last year that this defense was garbage. Nobody wanted to listen to me because every time we put up big numbers, do you realize we were playing backup quarterbacks? We beat the Bengals. Joe Burrow didn't play that game.
No, he didn't.
We beat the Redskins, what, twice last year? Both times we played them, they didn't have a starting quarterback. The only win
Seahawks
that meant anything last year was the Seahawks.
And they didn't look like
outside of that.
Play.
And they didn't. They looked like they thought they was going to run all over us, and it just shocked them. And we beat Dallas at the end of the year, and Dak wasn't playing. Are you fucking serious? This defense, and even with the numbers they put up last year, they still couldn't come up with a stop when desperately needed. Yeah. They did the same shit last year. They couldn't get off the field.
They can't get off the field. It's pathetic. I don't know.
Nick, you're right.
What is Nick saying?
Gettleman needs to be fired
now. I don't know what they're waiting for.
No, let me tell you what I don't know what they're waiting for. I understand they're not going to fire him. I get it. They're not going to fire him right now. There is no way Patrick Graham should still have a fucking job right now. You cannot be this and that on defense and still – and this is what I mean by losing mentality. It's just allowed too long, bruh. It is too much failure around here that is allowed to fucking happen week in and week out, and nobody has to pay the price. Nate Soldier got beat on every fucking play last week, and he still gets to get ran out there and play right tackle. Yeah. There is no repercussions on this team for being terrible. It just isn't.
No. Well, they took him out for a snap, put Pert in, then Pert gets turned around.
That's because he hurt his finger.
Oh.
I thought they were taking him out for bad play. He hurt his finger. They put him back in.
I don't even give Jones those 2 fumbles there. Bro, they were just coming right for him, dude. I know he's gonna hang on to the ball.
I blame him. I blame him for the interceptions more than the fumbles. I'm not blaming him for no fumbles.
And what?
I'm not blaming him.
Bro, those routes that we keep running, those out routes.
It's the same. Everybody know they're coming.
I swear to God, they were breaking on the ball before the receivers were breaking the cuts.
Let me tell anybody in this group who's ever played football, I play wide receiver and defensive back. I am telling you from experience, when a fucking defender is underneath a route, it is because he knew it was coming. Do you understand? It is because when you came out in the formation and you saw Evan Ingram, you can tell what a running if you watch enough film, you know what a guy is running by where he's lined up on the hash. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you know enough about the game, you know by where guys line up, how many routes he can run from that position, because there's certain routes you can't because there's not enough football field. You understand what I'm saying? So when you see a fucking formation and you've done your homework, when you get underneath the route, you know it's coming. Yeah. That's because they knew he was literally – remember a few weeks ago when those corners jumped on that route?
Tony, the one Tony ran the slant, it was a sluggo?
No, it wasn't Tony. It wasn't a slant. It was the out to Ingram, but Barkley kept going, and we threw the touchdown to Barkley.
They sat there. Yeah.
Because they thought he was going to Ingram because that's what he always does. And this is exactly what the fuck happened this Sunday. The same route concept, but this time they jumped it twice because they knew it was fucking coming.
One read.
And what pissed me off is because you could see it on camera, he never, and I mean never. The safety undercut it, the linebacker was flowing that way, and he still threw it.
And we need to stop throwing at Ingram in the middle of the field. It sucks, dude. It sucks. He needs to go, bro. He needs to go. I am so sick of Ingram, man. He's so inconsistent. I just can't stand him. I'm done with him, dude. Dean says, "What are we doing at the bye week? What's happening? Anything?"
We're gonna lose before the bye week, and we're probably gonna lose. We're probably gonna lose during the bye week. It'll probably be 5-21 Giants 6.
Yeah, we'll get an L. We'll be the first 1-17 team. But do you see any firings? So would Patrick Graham go first? Who goes? Freddie Kitchens moves up to Garrett. Garrett gets fired. I don't think Garrett's gonna get fired.
Garrett's not getting fired because the Maras like him. And here, let me tell you something. I say Patrick Graham has to go first, and I'm gonna tell you why. Do not take it as because I like Evan. The Clapper, whatever the fuck his name is.
Garrett.
Don't take it as I like him. Yeah, I don't like Garrett. But what I do know is if Garrett's offense puts up 30 points, Patrick Graham's defense is going to give up 35. It doesn't matter what the fuck happens on offense. That defense is historically bad, bro. He has to. If any domino has to fall first, it has to be him. He literally called his players out the week before, and this is the fucking showing they gave him. They quit. Joe Judge said, I'll have to look at the tape, but I don't believe anybody quit. Let me tell you what's disturbing about him not believing anybody quit. If you're going to tell me that was your best effort, you actually do better telling me you quit. Yeah. Because if that was your best effort and that's all you can give on your best effort, that means you can't compete.
Yeah.
Your best effort isn't good enough to compete. So please do better telling me you quit. I'll take you quit over you telling me that that's your best effort. I can't accept that that's your best effort.
The reason why a lot of people compare to him to Parcells, but Parcells wouldn't say some bullshit like that. He would tell you like it is, and
tell you like it is.
And that's what this guy isn't. This guy is 100% coach talk. He's like quarterback talk. He's just.
Who the fuck compared him to Parcells?
I've seen it. Well, we got that Parcells tough attitude coming in New York again.
He's a fake. Let me tell you something. I lived in Boston.
Yeah.
I'm telling you straight up. I lived in Boston. Those are some tough dudes up there. You understand what I'm saying? He's not one of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no.
He's not one of them. I've seen real tough dudes in Boston. Yeah. He's not one of them.
You could. I liked him at first, and he's made a lot of mistakes too with timeouts and not knowing.
And then tries to justify the bullshit like, oh yeah, I threw one there because.
And that's where we don't fuck with that shit, dude. In New York, we as fans in the media will just be like, you ain't right for the job.
Yeah.
You know, we see right through that, dude. This isn't Cincinnati Bengals.
Let me tell you. And Parcells got what he got out of his players because Parcells was a defensive coordinator before he was a head coach. So his players already knew he was a tough guy. They already knew he was hard on them and when he was hard on them, why he was being hard on them. You are a wide receiver coach who basically got demoted to a special teams coach / assistant coach as a special team. You only got the job because of who you knew, who used to be a Giants. Like literally, this is the loser mentality shit I'm talking about. Instead of going out there and getting a guy who has proven that he's ready to be a head coach, you're going to take the word of a guy who's in New England whose fucking disciples have never fucking worked. But because he used to work here.
That coaching tree has – sorry to interrupt you, bro. That coaching tree –
no, it's fine.
That coaching tree, that Belichick coaching tree has
never.
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 Who came from there?
Zero.
I don't think anybody.
Zero. Zero.
We've yet to see Josh McDaniels. Yeah, you're right.
Every time he's had a head coach job.
Yeah. It's
Romeo Cornell.
Bad. Patricia. There you go.
Schwang.
Look,
Now Joe Judge.
Exactly.
Schwang.
I don't know, man. I know one thing. I know the season's completely cashed, but I think it's time to see guys.
I knew it was over.
Gary Brightwell.
I knew it was over week one. I knew it was over week one.
Get Booker out of there. I want to see Gary Brightwell. I want to see guys like David Sills now. I want to see what we have on this roster because this season's cashed. We're not with this schedule. We're not doing anything, bro.
Listen, even if it wasn't the schedule,
I know.
The reality is you just don't get good overnight. You're not going to just wake up next week and all of a sudden nobody can move the ball on you. All of a sudden you can move the ball on everybody. Like it's just
everybody gets not right off
going to fucking happen. I just don't like last week. I don't know, and this is part of Joe Judge's problem. When you are the head coach, you get to decide what game plan goes into a game, right? when Patrick Graham came to him with that stupid-ass suggestion that we should take a strong safety who's already not good at coverage, and let's line him up from probably the best slot receiver in the game. And he okayed it. He okayed it.
Talk about Cooper
when you
Kupp,
literally
Peppers. Yeah, I know. That's exactly right. That's a great point.
I don't know who came up with this shit. That decision was just as bad as running Danny Jones head first into a fucking defensive lineman. It is mind-boggling the shit that they think is winning decisions on this team.
Let me help you with that one. I don't think that wasn't their fault, but where they called that play when there was going to be a defensive back on the field to make a break at the goal line where Jones, it was third down.
Mm-hmm.
It was more likely to be a passing down. The down before that, there was not as much speed on the field. So that's exactly it. It's piss poor coaching across the board, and we're guys like, I'm so thankful for this group, man. But boy, are we in for it, dude? Because I have no idea what we're gonna see. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, because we don't do things like a normal football team. We don't know. We're set up in a league that is built to have you succeed the following year to year, and we continue to screw it up every single season.
Let me tell y'all what he means by the league is set up for you to be good year to year to year to year. They literally realign conferences, and the way that the schedule works is that if you were a bad team the year before, you get to play all the bad teams from the year before the following season. So this way, even though some teams aren't as good as they look, record-wise, you have a chance now because you're playing last-place teams. You play when you placed the year before, basically. And we're still fucking garbage 10 years in a row. We have played when we've placed for almost 10 years, and we're still fucking garbage. Let that sink in, y'all. You have literally played a last-place schedule for the last 10 years, and we're still not good.
That's what.
How many years do you think it's going to take to be relevant again?
Good question.
All right, right coach, right GM, right offensive coordinator, right defensive coordinator. 2 years. And I mean, competitive the first year and maybe not make the playoffs, and then better the second year. Not saying we'll be a powerhouse, but I think we'll be competitive enough to start moving forward where it's like, okay, they're now coming. Right, situation. And I'm gonna say this until I'm blue in the face, bro. I am one of the few people that like McAdoo. McAdoo, because of now I know what he was dealing with, McAdoo was a good coach, bro. He got 11 wins out of that 2016 team. 11 wins out of a team that literally was one Odell Beckham play for a touchdown, and the defense held teams out of the end zone. McAdoo was a good coach.
Yeah.
And look at the shit that has followed him.
Well, if you think about it, we would have Patrick Mahomes here if McAdoo was the coach. Or McAdoo, he got overruled by Mara?
Yeah, the Eli lover. The guy who literally rather had lost than moved on from Eli.
That's unreal.
That is unfucking believable. You are in a business of winning, and you rather lose
he didn't want to ruffle
than move
his feathers.
on from somebody.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't want to ruffle his feathers. Dude, we stuck with Eli for way too long.
Let me tell you how fucking stupid that is. Peyton Manning, do not get it fucked up, who is 100 times better than Eli ever was. When it was time for the Colts to make the right business decision for the Colts, they moved on from his ass.
Yeah.
When Andrew Luck was sitting out there,
and they had a guy underneath him. Yes.
When Andrew Luck was available to be drafted, and it was like, you know what? We're not going to be in this position to draft number one again. We have to get this kid. They sat down, had a grown-ass man conversation with Peyton Manning. They both understood business and how it works, and they both went their separate ways. Peyton Manning went back off to Denver, won another Super Bowl, worked out for him. And the coach got, pretty much a good career out of Luck until he decided to retire because they couldn't build a team around him. But at the end of the day, Luck was a very good quarterback.
Good quarterback.
The Giants refused to move on from somebody who wasn't even better than his fucking brother, as if we would have been so bad that he was so great that we couldn't move on from him. It is unfucking believable.
Yeah.
Steve Spagnuolo, Steve Spagnuolo was the defensive coordinator in 2016. Another guy the Giants brought back because we refused to move on and hire.
Here. If you hear mic'd up with the best of Bill Belichick, you'll hear him and Brady talk, and he says to Brady at MetLife, he says, you know, everyone that I know is still here from when I worked here.
Yep,
bro,
that's ridiculous.
That was before I was born, dude. I'm a
ridiculous.
Grown man with a beard. That was before I was born, bro.
It's ridiculous, man.
It's
ridiculous.
You know,
bro. Listen, man. I loved Eli to death. I loved everything he did for us, but that's what I don't think people understand. I think a lot of people joined this group and heard what I was talking about Eli in the end of his career and didn't understand how much I took up for Eli in the beginning of his career. You understand? So they don't know that part of me who fucking would curse people out like, yo, he's doing his fucking best. Like, there's no fucking offensive line in front of him. What do you expect him to do? But when I saw that Eli that refused to go down the football field, that Eli that was scared to take a hit, you know, at the end of his career, he just wasn't good anymore.
Check down.
It was time to move on.
Check down.
Yeah, check down king. When he became the check down king, it was like, it's time to move on. You understand what I'm saying? But this fucking franchise just will not. They just won't make the hard decisions, bro. They just won't. Think about it, and it's not new. When you think about this franchise, they should have made a hard decision back when LT was playing. Either stop using fucking cocaine and you can't be on this team, but they couldn't do it. And that's why the man. And listen, I'm not blaming his demons on the Giants, but what I am saying is when you put a man's demons and let them roam free because you're scared to say something and you're scared to tell him it has to stop. This is what the fuck. That's what the fuck it leads to.
That's what this organization is. It's just we're soft, bro. Soft.
We're very soft. Very soft. We.
Yeah, I know. I mean, when it comes down to it, this whole thing. If Mara sold the team, I would, I think that would be the best thing for it, to be honest with you. I think that's.
What up, Jay?
Somebody said to me the other day, is Daniel Jones going to be the quarterback next year for this football team?
I don't give a fuck if he is, if he ain't. I'll be honest with you, dude.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because I really don't. I don't see anyone in the draft.
Somebody made a perfect assessment here. No, I don't. But sometimes you gotta hire. I mean, sometimes you gotta sign a free agent to get you over for a year or two. I'm sure there's enough of those to be, free agents
or
next year.
Or someone to compete against him.
And the reality is, if we're going, or somebody to bring in to tell him, like, listen, you got to win this job. You have to play. You know what's crazy? I heard somebody make a comment about how dumb the Giants run shit, and let this sink in. They were talking. Joe Judge, basically, his thought process is, I want to leave him in to play 60 minutes to show that we fight for 60 minutes, and also to get some cohesiveness with the receivers. He should have did that shit in the preseason. You remember the preseason that you wouldn't let him play in?
Just gonna say that.
Yeah. You thought about his health in the preseason, but he just came off a concussion and you run him up the. This is the goofy shit I'm talking about with this team.
It's goofy.
You understand? This is a goofy, backwards bullshit I'm talking about with this team.
When you sit down and talk about all the little things, bro, it's just like, wow, are we bad? Yeah, man. I Judge just I really wanted it to work out. Obviously, I'm a Giants fan, but damn, we got.
I wanted everybody to work out. Do y'all remember when Jones first came here and I was like, listen, it's not the kid's fault that he got drafted when he got drafted. There were a lot of people that hated him because he was drafted first round 6 pick. He was replacing Eli. I was just like, yo, I feel sorry for the kid because he was put in a no-win situation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he was following a giant legend. Nobody wanted this giant legend to leave. This kid at the end of the day, his dream was also to be drafted and play in the NFL. Let's keep it 100. Like, congratulations, I'm pulling for you. But At a certain point, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I want to win.
Yeah, that's all. That's why when Leonard Williams was like, they just look at stats. All these fans care about his stats. It's like, no, bro. All we care about is winning. We had a man named Lawrence Taylor here,
W's.
and we really kind of looked the other way, so that because he was
winning,
was a beast, bro. And we did, like, not saying that we
didn't give a fuck about him being on cocaine. He was winning. That's all we care about, dude. Let me tell you something, dude. The greats, and let's just get out of the Giants greats. Just go NFL greats. You've never heard Ray Lewis get on TV and cop a plea to fans to stop doing something.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Ray Lewis went out there and took over fucking ball games. Leonard Williams, you wanted to be paid like you were under the top defense, whether it's sacks, whether it's you stopping a run, whether it's you coming up with big tackles, whether it's tackle for losses, whatever the case may be. You wanted to be paid like a top-notch defensive lineman, whether it's defensive tackle, defensive end.
Yeah.
This is what comes with it when you do not have the ability to take over games. Why are you being paid like you have the ability to take over games?
Like an Aaron Donald.
He's not that guy. And that's it. Fuck Aaron Donald. He's not even Fletcher Cox from the Eagles, my nigga. You understand what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
He's not even Fletcher Cox from the Eagles.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And you're getting paid like you're somebody who's a fucking game changer, and you're not. In which you have never heard Fletcher Cox get on TV and talk about the Philly fans booing them.
No.
But here go this soft-ass big cat. Yeah, you soft like a big fucking house cat. That's what you are, a soft fucking house cat who's emotional because you ain't doing shit on the football field because your defense is giving up over 30 points a game and you're supposed to be a game changer that you're not. Nobody gives a fuck, Leonard Williams.
Yeah. Yep. I'm all set with him, man. Just, we've
He's not even an average defensive fucking lineman. Fuck defensive end. Fuck defensive tackle. He's not an average defensive lineman, bro.
He's not consistent
Fuck
either.
All those.
He's not a guy that's gonna change
not
the game.
consistent.
He has sacks.
Michael Strahan said it himself.
What did he say?
He's not consistent.
Yeah.
Michael Strahan called him an enigma because you don't know what you're going to get from him on Sundays.
Good, yeah, it's true. It's true,
And I don't give a fuck about I don't give a fuck about none of these videos cats pulling out, oh, he deal with double teams every play. Nobody's double teaming him every play.
And
there is no team that goes into there is no offensive coordinator that goes into his fucking goes to his game plans and says, look, this guy number 99, man, we gonna have to double him everybody. Nobody gives a fuck about Leonard Williams. He's not wrecking any game plans.
Yeah, no. I think he balled out a little bit for the contract, and then he's like, "Oh, I got the money," and now he's sitting pretty, bro. I'm telling you that.
Let me tell y'all what he is. Let me tell y'all what he is. When you play football for what is he in his sixth, seventh season? He spent a few years with the Jets and came here. Let me tell you what players are. I'll take Jerry Rice for example. Jerry Rice played 20 years. I'll say 4 on the back end may have been subpar when he was with Seattle and Denver. But for the most part, Jerry Rice had a Hall of Fame career. So that's what Jerry Rice is, a Hall of Fame player, because the way his career went, year in, year out, consistent. Year 1 to year 10, he was still the same guy. From year 10 to year 15, still the same guy. Consistent player, Hall of Fame. This guy, Leonard Williams, gives you one fucking good year, and Dave Gettleman busts a fucking nut and got to sign the guy.
And said,
when he showed you every year before that what he really was a below average defensive lineman. That's why the Jets was so willing to fucking get rid of him. How many people are willing to get rid of their first round picks that fast?
None. I mean, quarterbacks maybe that don't pan out, but you're right. No, you're right. Kent said there are linemen or defensive ends that get double teamed that still get home.
I'm so sick of motherfuckers using an excuse that he gets. So what you're telling me is he doesn't have a high motor.
It's crazy.
He can't get through a double team.
It's crazy. No, he
Aaron
can't.
Donald gets through triple teams.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Fletcher Cox gets through double teams. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. You want to be a game changer? You get through double teams.
Bro,
LT got through the tackle, the guard, and the fucking running back to get to the quarterback. Yeah. I don't want to hear the shit. DG has to prove he's right. You're 100% right. That's all it boils down to.
Yeah.
This guy, tell me one game. I'll wait for you. I'll wait for any of y'all. It ain't got to be Bobby. It could be any of y'all. Tell me one game since Leonard Williams has been a Giant. Not last year, not this year, even the year we got him for the 8 games. Tell me one game where he took over and we won because of him. I'll wait. I'm going to sit right here and wait.
We've been talking about it.
Y'all tell me.
We've been talking about it. There's no one. We spent in 3 years, $63 million contract, bro. Think about, dude, the money. You see that post I made about the Giants, the playmakers in quotations there? Did you see that picture I sent? And it has all the money that we've thrown to these guys. And, bro, they are just trash, bro. Adoree Jackson, trash, dude. I know you like Logan Ryan, dude, but, man, I'm all set with Logan Ryan, bro.
I can move on. He's another one. Listen, I don't get emotional attached to players to a point where I'm like, because I think they're okay players, where I'm like, nah, we got to hold on to him. The reality is,
we just want to win.
If you can't get a better safety next year, you keep him. Because, you know, he can be a bridge gap until you get somebody to line up next to McKinney.
What do you think about McKinney? I don't care about the picks.
Yeah, he's one of my he's one of my keeps. Okay. He's one of my keeps. As I said, I don't see him out of position much. Because I've seen plays where he's literally the first person to touch the ball carrier after he's ran 8 yards because he's past the linebacker and he passed the defensive lineman. Yeah. Like, he's usually in the right spot.
Now, what about Julian Love?
They got Julian. It's hard for me to say anything bad about him because he's one of those guys. He's playing out of position. You draft him as a corner, then move him to safety, then wonder why he doesn't get the angles of the game and how he should be over the top of a pass.
He's got more pressures, quarterback pressures, than Zimnis and Carter combined. I've read that somewhere. Isn't that crazy? That's how bad.
Houseway.
I don't know, bro.
Houseway. Tell me how. This is what I'm talking about. You know how bad that is?
That's bad.
That a motherfucker coming from the safety
that
spot
doesn't
15
play
yards
every
away.
snap either.
Who's coming? Sitting there 15 yards away, and the fucking linebackers are 6 to 7 yards off the line of scrimmage, and they can't get there.
It's wild, man. It's wild.
We can watch the All 22. I hear you. All 22 is great.
What is that?
Trust
what
me,
is that?
I hear you. The All 22 is a different angle where you get to see instead of the side view that you're watching on TV, you can actually watch it and you see every position and how things are moving. At the end of the day, I don't care about that. All I care is about people making
Where can I?
And the reality is I can watch the All 22 all game long, and Leonard Williams could be double-teamed on certain plays and not double-teamed on certain plays, and he's still not getting anything done.
Hit me up with that after this, so I want to learn more about it because I haven't.
I believe you could I think you could